Hi, this is my final video project for the class Information Technology 2. So first, what we'll see in this video is a brief description of the company and a brief description of my job there, because I already talked about it in the first video. Then I'll talk about access, the theory in module 8 and 10, and I'll compare it to reality. And I'll do the same thing with PowerPoint, but I'll talk about module 8 and 9, then I'll compare it to reality. So basically this video will be approximately the same thing as the first video, but with Access and PowerPoint instead of Word and Excel. Then I'll finish with a short conclusion and my sources. So first, the headquarters of OSL Retail Services are based in Ontario, and they have big clients like Walmart, Lowe's, MasterCard, Bell, TELUS, Rogers, and their goal is to improve the retail industry services. Now a brief description of my job. Well, I work in a Walmart, but I do not work for Walmart. I'm a sales representative and I sell cell phone plan for companies like Bell, TELUS and Rogers. So now let's more talk about IT. What is Access? Access is a database management system from Microsoft that combines the relational Microsoft Jet database engine with a graphical user interface and software development tools. Now what we saw in module 8, we saw how to create and modify macros and submacros. We use an if statement in a macro, how to create datasheet forms, create a navigation forms. So basically the if statement is what we saw we can see on the right, and we saw it to add it to our macro, which can be really useful. Now, what we saw in module 10, we basically saw the beginning of coding with the SQL language. So we tried to understand what was it and how to use it. We used it to create SQL queries and to insert, update, and the queries to update the database. So now in reality, well, we do not use Access at my job, maybe because it can be a bit complicated when you don't know how it's working. So instead they have a big database where they can have more control for sure also, and we cannot modify anything. So I can't create macros like in module 8, and I cannot use SQL like in module 10, because as mentioned, it's a big database that is already created and it can be modified, because we can only click on title that we want, like sales of the day, sales of the week, sales of the year, and or seller of the month and many other sheets, but we cannot create exactly the one we want. Now let's talk about PowerPoint. Well, PowerPoint is really simple. It's a presentation program, but something that you might not know is that it was not originally created by Microsoft. It was created by Robert Gaskin and Dennis Austin, and it was acquired by Microsoft for $14 million 3 months after it appeared. So now what we saw in module 8, we saw how to apply slide and font themes to a slide master, create speakers note using the note master, and save a slide master as a template. So basically we learned what was a slide master, and the slide master is what we can see on the right. Now what we saw in module 9, how to set the text box formatting as the default for new text boxes. So when you create the perfect text box, you can now save it as default, and it will be used as the first text box every time you will create a new one. Then we learn how to convert word art to smart art, and how to insert and modify shape to create custom artwork. So basically we can do our own art, like we did in module 9. We created a little boat. Now the reality, just like Access, we do not use PowerPoint at my job. If you listen to my video project in Information Technology 1, you will know that we used to work with it, but we have no more control over it, and now it's only video that the headquarters send us to show the publicity. So I can't apply Slide Master, but it would be really nice if we could do it again, because I like to do the publicity for the cell phone that were on special. And well, for module 9, to create our own art. I'm still doing a bit of publicity, but it's only like now on paper, not on big screen, not on TV. So I use Word when I need to create a new advertising. So in conclusion, well, we do not use Access. So basically, what you can see in theory cannot be applied in reality. But it will be really fun to use Access on my job because we'll have more control. But I understand that like the manager want to keep control over that. Furthermore, as for the PowerPoint, well, as mentioned, I do not use it anymore. But it was really nice to create like our own publicity, and it will be nice to create new one with the like shape and everything that we learned in module 9. So now my sources, well, I took my manager for sure. She answered all the questions I had. Then I worked there. After I asked some questions to Jonathan Forbes, my favorite teacher at St. Lawrence. After I took some information in the book, Microsoft Office 365, then from Access and PowerPoint. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed that video because it was really long and hard to create with a lot of restart.